Hey everyone, thanks for joining us today for Business Ego Juku. My name's Christy and I'm your host for today, so let's get started. Hi everyone and welcome back to Business Ego Juku. My name is Christy Ishii and I'm here with David Wagner.
Hello.
David, welcome back. As you know, everyone, David is a business communications specialist and NHK host. Today's topic for session 7 is called Persuading in Presentations. So whenever I hear the word presentation, I think back to my school days and getting nervous in front of a crowd or a classroom and worrying about forgetting my lines. But I also know that presenting in English for some of our viewers might also mean presenting in English as a second language. And so regardless of your level of English, I think David's insight will help you immensely. And I wanted to point the question, how do I give a presentation that not only conveys my core message, but also persuades my audience?
Yeah, a very common question that I get a lot, and it is a combination of messaging as well as logic and structure. Let me show you a slide that might be helpful here. And this is a slide that talks a little bit about what makes an effective presentation. And I've divided it into 10 basic ideas. Some of them are preparation issues, some of them are implementation issues. So let's start with the first one. The starting point has to be, who is your audience and what are you trying to achieve? So knowing your audience, and ideally, are they people who are salespeople? Are they people who are just coming to listen about a new product? Let's target who we're trying to reach. That's the first. That helps you to steer the right direction. Then have a clear topic. If possible, make it simple and keep it one topic is best. Sometimes you have to do multiple topics, but the simpler, the better. Point number 3 is a reasonable objective that is a combination of information and persuasion. So I ask a lot of Japanese, what's your purpose today? They say, I'm here to tell you about A, B, C. I say, well, that's an information presentation, but why are you telling it to me? What are you trying to influence me to do? Oh, I want you to think about my proposal. So that's your persuasion objective. So it's a combination of both. Point number 4 is logical structure, introduction, body, closing, clear separation, and organization. Point number 5 is having strong question handling techniques to manage the Q&A, because the Q&A can be the hardest part of the presentation because you don't know what questions are going to come.
Right.
You need to think about those and anticipate those as best as you can. We talked about transitions in one of the previous sessions with words, phrases, and sentences, and a combination based on small, medium, and large changes in your presentation. Be prepared with clear connections and variety of language. Matching your verbal messages and nonverbal messages. So if you say, I'm happy to be here, look happy. Interactive style, number 8, is involving the audience at all times. If you've got a group of 20 people, say, does anybody have any questions? Or you can say, please hold your questions until the end. It's all about time management and all about implementation. Point number 9 is your voice and voice inflection. Japanese, you say yoku yoga aru. The ability to use inflection, to be loud, clear, and modulating with your voice as a tool for persuasion. And then the last point is professional image and looking self-confident, because 50% of your job is to look like you know what you're doing and that you feel confident about what you're trying to achieve.
Right. Okay, this is a lot of different topic points, I think, to what makes a good presentation. But I do want to let people know that there are actually quite a few things that David listed that we did break down a little bit more deeply in previous sessions. So be sure to go check those out. Right, David?
Yeah, and I want to go back to the Q&A session. It is clearly the hardest part of the presentation, and being able to decide if it's a friendly or an unfriendly question, if you want to talk about it or you don't want to talk about it, is a key strategy, right? If you want to talk about it, take some of your key messages from the presentation and go straight into it. If you don't want to talk about it, use a transition to change the topic. For example, my standard answer to that question is, or the fact of the matter is, or what I prefer to talk about today is. Remember, you don't have to answer the question as long as you acknowledge that you heard it.
Right. That's a really good point. And also to add to that, having those set phrases that you're going to say for transitions or taking in those Q&A questions will also help you look more professional. If we're talking about looking like you have confidence, if you are not able to answer a basic question that someone throws at you, that's not going to really instill a lot of confidence in the people you are talking to. Right?
Well, I mean, the worst answer you can give when you don't have an answer is I don't know. That's really sort of silly. Instead of I don't know, you could say, I'm not the best person to answer that question, but I can find out for you.
Right. Kind of providing a different avenue for the
I don't know is really lame. I mean,
yeah.
Nobody expects you to know everything, but on the other hand, we do expect you to be prepared to manage the questions.
Right. So also like kind of matching to the expectations, if you're going to a presentation, what are you expecting? Kind of tapping into what you think you would want to see and what kind of questions you might bring. Think about those before you have your presentation so you're ready and prepared, right?
Yep. It's all about preparation.
Awesome. All right. Thank you so much, David. This was really helpful, and I'm really excited to use this to prepare for my next presentation.
Good luck with it. Talk to you soon.
Thank you. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hey everyone, thanks so much for tuning in to this week's session of Business Ego Juku. We are going to have new videos every week, so be sure to check it out and stay tuned. See you next week. Bye.